Hi, Shalom. I want to start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Ruach Kudash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well in grace and peace to you elect around the four winds, believing and pushing this truth in all sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. This is your fellow servant, Rakar from the GMS Orlando camp, reporting to you again, all right, with more news on the famine that is getting ready to devastate the Americas, all right, which America is known in the scriptures as Babylon the Great, as well as spiritual Sodom and Egypt, all right, who are to be destroyed, all right. And I just wanted to touch on this topic really briefly tonight, because what we're going to see from this up and coming famine is a trickle down effect, all right, because once famine is a part of society, once famine is a reality, all right, it's going to cause the rest of the prophecies to come to pass as well. All right, it's going to cause the love of many to wax cold. It's going to cause sedition among men. All right, it's going to cause and a lot more prophecies to come to pass as well. All right, so this is a huge prophecy that is playing out in our time. All right, which is why it's very important for us to be circumspect. All right, to know, to measure the times diligently, to be measuring the times diligently, like the scriptures tell us to do. All right, because these things are encroaching upon us quickly. All right, just last year, this wasn't a thing. Famine wasn't a big talk in the earth just last year, but now it is. All right, going to show you that the Lord is shortening up the days for his elect's sake, man. All right, we about to get the hell up out of here. The Lord is not holding his tongue anymore concerning the wickedness that's been done in the earth, man. All right, he's starting to avenge the blood of the righteous, man, through what? Through judgment. All right, and a part of those judgments is famine. All right, now I have an article as well as a couple of videos I want to play tonight. Those ones to be edifying unto you, like Akim and Akwaf out there. All right, but the first article I have is here from the offguardian.org. All right, and the title of the article is Watch, Iran rolls out digital food rationing. All right, and once again, all right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the prophets have been telling you, warning you, all right, of the elite's plan to digitalize society, to digitalize the world, to put the whole world in a metaverse so that he's able to control it, so that he's able to act as God, like it says in 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. All right, which let's go ahead and get. All right, because the beautiful thing about the scriptures is that the Lord gave us everything. All right, even the mindset of the devil. This is 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 3. That no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. All right, and that man of sin has been revealed to be none other than Esau Edom, the so-called white man. All right, he is the man of sin. All right, he is the son of perdition, the son of destruction, man. This is him. If not, where and who is he? Who else is destroying the world? Who else is promoting wickedness around the four corners of the globe? All right. Who else is pushing this wine, this wine of democracy, this wine of the alphabet community, this wine of transgenders, man? All right, who else is pushing this garbage, man? Who else is pushing the garbage of there is no God, all right, of Scientology? Who else is doing this, man? This is the man of sin. This is the son of perdition, none other than Esau Edom, the so-called white man. It says, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. All right. And right now, this devil is trying to accomplish a Godhead, Godhood through way of his blessing. All right. Which what is his blessing? Carnality. All right. Technology. That is Esau Edom's blessing. All right. And that's the only way he'll be able to achieve any form of Godhood, which we know ultimately that his plans are going to come to naught. All right, it's only but so much that the Lord is going to allow him to do, but nevertheless, all right, this devil is trying to achieve godhood. All right, he's trying to be like the Most High, all right, through his technology. All right, and one thing that's going to happen, all right, as this devil rolls out with his NWO is food rationing. All right, and what we're seeing also, as this food is being rationed, as famine is being issued into society, issued into a reality, is the push for this MOTB technology. All right, gradualism. This is what we're seeing. This is what we're experiencing. Gradualism. All right, they're gradually conditioning the people to accept having a form of AI in your body, a form or to accept AI controlling some form of your life. You understand? And now it's coming by way of food rationing. And what is one of the main ways to get people to conform? It's two big ways: fear and famine. And famine is going to put fear in the people. Famine puts fear in people. And people are willing to do anything to eat, and they're willing to do anything when they're scared. And what we've been seeing Esau engineer this whole pandemic. He's got everybody scared out of their mind, bugged out, thinking that all these germs is out. They got to get away from these germs. Anybody that cough and sneeze, they got this disease, that disease. They got everybody bugged out and scared right now, man. Are scared to lose their job, scared that they're not gonna be able to get their rations. They're not gonna be able to feed their family. Scared that they can't travel, scared that things won't go back to normal, which they not. But nevertheless, man, things are going according to this devil's plan, going according to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's plan. But we're gonna play the beginning part of this video, and then we're gonna get into a little bit of this article. All right.
My friends, welcome. The mark is here.
Hey, and that's going to be the title of tonight's lesson. All right, my friends, the mark is here. All right, as said who? As said Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right, these people have been watching the prophets. The mark wasn't a topic in the earth before the prophets started to gain notoriety through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, starting from our elders, apostles, a great millstone on down. All right, this wasn't a topic in the earth, the mark. All right. Christians weren't talking about the mark. All right. The elder Yashwamba goes into this all the time, man. All right. People didn't start reading their Bibles until the Israelites popped on the scene and they started making sense. That's when people started to read their Bibles, man, and started to talk about the prophecies in the Bible, and the mark being one of the biggest prophecies in the Bible, man. One of the biggest end time prophecies, man. In which, if you don't know what the mark is today, right now, as of right now, 2020, the year of the Lord's turn up, you're in a bad state, man. Because that's one of the biggest prophecies that's going to take place here in these latter days. All right, and the mark, the MOTB, is in fact the RFID, radio frequency identification device. All right, implant. That is the MOTB. That is the charagma. All right, that is the mark spoken about in Revelation, the 13th chapter, starting at 15 on down, man. All right, that is the mark. Not an embargo, not white women, all right, not philosophy. All right, none of that is playing a part in society today. None of that is being pushed by Esau even today. All right, but what we are seeing being pushed is this digital society, AI, metaverse, things to quote unquote, transcend the human boundaries, but let's keep going.
The same digital ID that central banks are telling. My friends, welcome. The mark is here. Iran is set to be the first.
Hey, and let me get this too. All right. This is Ezekiel chapter 12, and I'm gonna start at verse 21. All right, because now the words of the Lord are starting to come into play, are starting to become a reality. Just like he said so, just like the prophet said so, man, through the Spirit. All right. And it's no longer being able to say, it's no longer able to be said, the Lord prolongeth this coming. All right. This is Ezekiel 12 and 21. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? And that's what our people say on a 2/3 scale. Ah, man, no, the days prolonged, man. The Lord ain't gonna do. He ain't gonna do good. He ain't gonna do evil, man. He just left us here, man. We gotta fend for ourselves, man. Or every vision failed. Them prophecies ain't real, man. My grandma been saying the same thing. My grandpa been saying the same thing, man. And they parents been saying the same thing. Ain't nothing gonna happen, bro. That's what our people say, man. But now what? It says, tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel. But say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. All right. And the vision of the Lord is being no longer prolonged, man. It's no longer able to be said that famine is just an old fairy tale. It's no longer able to be said that wars and rumors of wars is an old fairy tale. It's no longer able to be said that MOTB is an old fairy tale. All right, these visions are starting to speak. Matter of fact, they're starting to scream in the earth, man. And they're undeniable at this point. At this point, if you deny the prophecies, you deny reality. Because these things are playing out in our life as we speak. You just heard this guy who looks to be an Edomite. He said it, man. The mark is here. And the prophets have been telling you the mark is here, man. Starting from the elders, apostles, a great millstone on down, man. The words of the Lord are no longer being prolonged, man. The vision is no longer failing, man. The vision is starting to play out.
My friends, welcome. The mark is here. Iran is set to be the first country to roll out a biometric digital ID needed in order to buy food. Needed in order to eat. Right? Needed in order to survive. You must go get your digital ID from the government. The same digital ID that central banks are telling us is needed in order to roll out the central bank digital currencies. The same digital ID.
And we were talking about this on the highways and byways this past Saturday, because when this happens, when this rolls out on a global scale, a lot of people are going to fold, for the simple fact that they haven't been established and rooted in this truth. All right, because being rooted in this truth, we understand that the one that truly nourishes us, all right, the one that truly feeds us is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, he has an infinite amount of ways to feed us. All right, he can feed us through the ravens. He can have us eat a blade of grass and be filled up for weeks. He can have us smite a rock like Moses and water drip out. He can rain manna from heaven. The accounts that we read on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, they were put there for us to understand that the Lord is capable of anything. That there is no boundaries when it comes to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. There is nothing impossible for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Especially when it comes to feeding the serpents. Come on, man. That's light work, man. The miracles that our forefathers were able to perform through the Spirit, that was light work for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. Feeding Elijah with a raven, that was light work. Telling Moses to smite the rock and the water came out, that was light work. Raining manna from heaven and quail from heaven, that's light work, man. The Lord is getting ready, and the Lord is getting ready to do greater in the earth, man. We have a lot to look forward to. All right, but when this thing is issued out, the whole world is going to bug out because they don't have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which pursuant to Isaiah 33:6 is going to be the stability of our times and the strength of our salvation, Lord, when we are that number. Which is why this truth, man, is priceless. This is the highest commodity that is in the earth today, the truth. But let's keep playing this video.
The World Economic Forum establishes is at the very crux of this fourth industrial revolution. Yeah, all of that. Now you need to go get your ID in order to eat. Now there's some interesting details about the way Iran is implementing this that I want to walk through today because I think this is a bellwether for how it's going to be rolled out around the rest of the world. And make no mistake, this is food rationing based on your digital ID. Let's read down here. You're able to buy as much bread as you want, but if you want to get the subsidized prices, then you're going to need the ID. Then you'll have access to, quote, a limited amount of bread at subsidized prices. And you can keep buying the rest at market rates if you want, right? You can buy as much bread for $1 million a loaf as you want. But for the 50% of Iran that lives below the poverty line, that's not an option, right? Their only option is to go get in line and accept this mark, this digital biometric ID.
See, it starts off as gradualism, and then it ends up, you being forced into it. It starts off gradual. It starts off sweet. The devil starts off sweet, giving you sweet words so that, you don't buck up. But when, he sees that you're not conforming, then he's gonna force the hand. And right now, man, the devil's getting ready to force his hand because a lot of people aren't conforming due to this word being preached, man. Due to this truth being proclaimed throughout the four corners of the globe, a lot of people are starting to wake up. All right, knowledge is starting to increase, like it says in Daniel the 12th chapter in the 4th verse. You understand? So now this devil, he's getting ready to throw his whole hand on the earth, man. He's getting ready to tighten up his grip because the gradualism ain't working. All right, the The stumbling blocks that he's laid before our people aren't working like they used to. The magic, all right, the cunning arts, the wiles, they ain't working like they used to, man. Because the truth is flourishing in the earth right now, man. Within the article, it basically says, the same thing that he says in the video. Just gives a little recap. So we're going to move on to this video on YouTube, all right, from the Epic Economist. And the video is entitled, Panic Sweep Across Supply Chains as Disruptions Cause Container Shipping to Massive Crisis. Check it out.
A sense of desperation is fast spreading across global supply chains. On Friday, one of the most notable executives of the industry has warned the supply chains will never return to normal. Disruption.
And this is what the prophets have been telling you as well, too. All right, things are not going to return back to normal. This is it. All right, this is it for America Babylon the Great. It's circling down the drain. It's only a matter of when at this point. When this kingdom is going to fall. All right, not if. It's only a matter of when. All right, and that time is approaching soon, Akim, soon. Very soon, man. The Lord is closer than he's ever been. You understand? The Lord is closer than he's ever been. It's only a matter of when at this point.
And threats will extend well beyond 2023, and the next wave of bottlenecks is going to be far worse than anything we've ever seen. At the same time, Shanghai has begun to emerge from a lockdown that has constrained the global economy and created even more turmoil for the system over the past 2 months. U.S. ports are set to face record congestion this summer, given that an unprecedented number of container ships are being sent to the U.S. coast. And if you thought things were already chaotic in our domestic supply chains...
And this summer is going to be a hellish summer, man. You got new germs popping up now. You got a heat wave coming through the states here in America. You got this food crisis, all right, the supply chain crisis happening right before summer. You got the love of many waxing cold right before summer. You got all these shootings happening. Man, this summer's gonna be something else, man. The Lord is turning up for real.
By now, there's no doubt that more unrest is coming, as 7 in 10 U.S. supply chain workers are threatening to quit their jobs this year.
And what does the scripture say about that? The beauty of prophecy. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12. I'm going to start at verse 1. Remember now the days of thy creator, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because there are few. The grinders speaking about the work, man. And those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and the daughters of music shall be brought low. All right, and this is where in the video, all right, the grinding is getting ready to come to a cease. It's going to getting ready to come to a halt. All right, you're going to have a lot of people who are going to get fired, all right, due to them not conforming to the new mandates, and you're going to have a lot of people who quit voluntarily. All right, but let's see, you can watch the rest of that video if you want to. Once again, it's from the Epic Economist, and that's the title of the video right there. All right, but we're going to close it out here in 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, and we'll start at verse 17. It says, woe is me, who would deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. All right, and right now we're seeing just the beginning of the judgment of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, which is why we move in fear daily. All right, because we understand that we can be caught up in these judgments if we fall away from the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, if we fall away from the grace of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you know? And that's why we give this earnest warning week in and week out, man. This is why we are repetitive in our warning. Because this is the will of the Lord getting ready to happen on the earth, judgment. And we understand that we serve a terrible demon-like power, Al-Shaya. And he's coming back with a vengeance. He's coming back with anger. He's coming back to render recompense, man. He's coming back to render justice in the earth. And famine is a part of that justice that's getting ready to happen in the earth. Part of that balancing of the scales. Hey, so this warning, man, hey, once again, you know, just like we were saying to Jake on Saturday, this past Saturday, you know, this ain't a joke. This truly is a matter of life and death. All right, if you don't understand in these up and coming days that Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all right, is your foundation, and that anything is possible when it comes to the Lord, then you're gonna be asked out in these latter days. You're gonna panic. You're gonna forget your training. Right now, the Lord has given us this grace period to build up wisdom, knowledge, understanding, experience, and faith. All right, all tools, all characteristics that we're going to need in order to overcome and endure in these latter days, man. All right, so with that being said, let's keep on reading. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. You know, and even though these sore judgments are happening upon the earth, people still ain't turning from their wickedness. Niggas ain't changing, man. Niggas ain't considering. Maybe that might be the Lord. Nah, man. They continuing in their wickedness, and they getting even deeper in their wickedness, man. Which is why they got to be destroyed. Because not only are they a plague to themselves, they're a plague to the world, man. And they just ain't going. They it's like that movie, man, with Samuel L. Jackson. They just can't get right, man. You know, they just can't get right. So the Lord gonna have to get them right, man. It says, but for all the, verse 21, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. Hey, and right now, things are fairly decent. You know, you have prices, you know, jumping, you know, due to inflation, you know. But nevertheless, you can still get you a 4 for $4. You can still get you a family meal at the nearest fast food restaurant. You know, you can still get you a pack of chicken for $7, $8. You know, feed the fam for a couple of days. Get you some spaghetti and feed the fam for 4 days, you know. Victuals are still somewhat cheap. So people think themselves to be in a good case. They think that shit is going to continue to remain sweet, and it's going to get sweeter. When in fact, sore bitterness is coming to the earth, man. In the form of famine, in the form of judgment. It says, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And as these people think, you know, that they're going to continue to live out in La La Land and Candy Land, these evils are growing in the earth, man. Right under their nose. Prophecy is playing out. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. All right, and these are the times that we're coming into, man. All right, so with that being said, hey, be circumspect. All right, now more so than ever. All right, because the Lord is closer than he's ever been. All right, these prophecies are starting to play out at a rapid rate, seriously. All right, it's really hard to keep up with everything that's going on in the earth right now. All right, going to show you that what? Once again, the Lord is shortening the days for his elect's sake. He's getting ready to return, all right, and render justice and judgment in the earth, man, and redeem his elect, Lord, one way or that number. With that being said, shalom, stay up.